Today's episode of Aquatic Wetline is brought to you by Oasis Aquatics. Find your Oasis today. Find your next fish at oasisaquaticsnj.com. Check out Oasis Aquatics on Facebook and Instagram.
Welcome to Friday Live with Aqua Alex Cardinale. Friday Live with Aqua Alex is a fish keeping live stream that offers something for every fish keeper. At least 3 different species of fish will be discussed. There will be a special fish keeping guest. And so much more. Friday Live is proudly brought to you by Oasis Aquatics. Find your Oasis today by going to oasisaquaticsnewjersey.com.
Every Friday night.
What better way to rock than this?
Hey, can you turn that down? Never!
Don't see that every day.
Howdy aquarium hobbyists and tropical fish keepers. Welcome to tonight's Friday Live with Aqua Alex Cardinale and special guest fish keeper Jeremy Leighty. Tonight, we have a loaded show coming your way. Have tropical fish keeping questions you want answered? Go ahead and post them in the chat and we'll answer them. Get ready to learn about Amphilophus cichlids as Jeremy and Aqua Alex discuss them. Aqua Alex's featured fish is the Texas cichlid, the South American featured fish is the Flagtail Prochilodus, Saltwater fish of the week is the diamond Goby, and Oasis Aquatics featured fish is the redhead cichlid. Aqua Alex has double the amazing fish tonight. See his 3 red-tailed tinfoil barbs and his Jaguar cichlid. All that and more including a fishy Friday flashback and Aqua Alexa chatting ick. And now live from Green Acres, Florida, here is your host, the one and only Aqua Alex.
Happy Friday, fish keepers! Welcome to Friday Live with Aqua Alex and special guest fish keeper Jeremy Leighty, who will be joining me momentarily. Tonight, Jeremy and I are going to talk about Amphilophus. I hope all of my fish keepers are having a great Friday, and I hope you're looking forward to a great weekend. What a day it has been for me, but I am looking forward to tonight's episode of Friday Live. It is going to be an awesome episode tonight. Now, if you have any fish keeping questions you want me to answer, go ahead and post those fish keeping questions in the comments, and I will answer them throughout the show. So let's go ahead and get this show started with Aqua Alex Asks You. As always, I got a couple of questions I'm going to ask you, and you can post your answers in the comments. So So here are this week's questions. What is your favorite Amphilophus species? What is the fish that you said in the past you'd never keep, but have had a change of heart and want to keep? And are you for or against hybrid fish in the aquarium hobby? Post your answers in the comments below. I'm going to answer these questions first, and then we'll see Jeremy's answers. So, what is my favorite Amphilophus species? For me, I love the true red devils with the big lips. I also like Midas and Trimax. So those would be my favorite Amphilophus species. The three most common, red devil, Midas, and Trimax. What is a fish that I said I'd never keep, but have a change of heart and want to keep? That would be African cichlids, specifically the peacocks and haps. I can't wait to have a tank of them. And am I for or against hybrid fish in the aquarium hobby? I know they have a purpose in the aquarium hobby, but I'm not a huge fan of them. Having said that, they have been in the aquarium hobby for quite some time. Would I keep them? The only hybrid that I probably would keep would be the My Devil, which is a cross between a red devil and a Midas. I've kept blood parrots, and I found that they have weakened immune systems, and I'm probably confident in saying that flower horns are probably about the same way. But the red-tailed cat times tiger shovelnose hybrid is pretty cool as well. So those are the questions that I am asking. You can post your answers in the comments. Here is Jeremy's answers, Jeremy Leighty. His favorite Amphilophus is the Amphilophus sagittai. His is also African peacock cichlids. They're a fish he said he would never keep, but he had a change of heart and he's now keeping them. As Jeremy says, his stance on hybrids is quite simple. Many long-term commercially bred aquarium fish would definitely be considered hybrids, since many popular aquarium species began as a single known species, but has since been revised into numerous related species. Hybrids are enjoyed by many hobbyists, and provided any resulting fry are bought, sold, or traded as known hybrids, then there is definitely a place for hybrids within the hobby. When pure species are being bred, it's always a great idea to keep the strain as pure as possible via providing any known relevant information regarding collection points, etc. when buying. That was a great answer, Jeremy. Now it's your turn to go ahead and answer those questions. All right, let's get to our first segment of the evening. It is Oasis Aquatics featured fish. Let's learn about this week's Oasis Aquatics featured fish.
So my name is Tom. I started fish keeping when my grandfather dug a fish tank out of the attic when I was about 5 years old.
So my name's Matt. I'm part of Oasis Aquatics. Been doing this for a long time. Started when I was about 7 years old. 22 years of doing this business.
I'm 29 years old now. I never stopped. There wasn't a day in between where I did not think about fish keeping.
I was doing a vet tech job for many years. Eventually I stopped that because this is my passion in my life.
Matt and I have known each other far too long, as many friendships should be.
You're like, you know what? We need a fish store. There's no fish stores around here. So we had to make it easy access for everyone, to have many varieties from the little small stuff for everyone to the monster fish keeper people.
No matter what it is that you're looking to do, we can provide it for you.
It's time for this week's Oasis Aquatics featured fish. This week's featured fish from the Oasis Aquatics stock list is a very beautiful Central American cichlid. It's also a very colorful Central American cichlid. head on over to oasisaquaticsnj.com to view the full stock list. And on the stock list, you will see the Cichlid cichlid. That is this week's Oasis Aquatics featured fish. So let's learn about the Cichlid cichlid, shall we? So the Cichlid cichlid is a Central American cichlid species native to southern Mexico, Belize, and Guatemala, with introduced populations in a few other countries. It typically inhabits slow-moving or standing waters such as rivers, lakes, and lagoons. Although primarily a freshwater fish, it may occur in slightly brackish habitats. It is popular in the aquarium hobby. It is so popular in the aquarium hobby, it is mostly captive bred now. There are very few rare Cichlid out there. It is almost entirely herbivorous, but may also take small animal prey. So in the home aquarium, you can feed them market shrimp, tilapia, krill, bloodworms, etc. Also feed them vegetable pellets, lettuce, etc. The Cichlid cichlid can reach up to 14 inches in length. However, I would say around a foot is more expected. Males grow larger than females and also develop a prominent nuchal hump on their forehead. Adults are quite colorful cichlids with an orange to pinkish red head, a body often displaying greenish, bluish, pink, and golden orange, and a horizontal black bar, often patchy or mottled at the base of the tail. The belly and mottling elsewhere on the body can also be black. There are significant individual and geographical variations in the colors. Partially, this is related to the clarity of the water at a location. Adults are always robust and high-bodied cichlids, but there are some regional variations depending on habitat. And that is the Vieja Cichlid cichlid. If you're looking for a beautiful 5 to 6 inch Cichlid cichlid, my friend Tom has them in stock right now at Oasis Aquatics. Just head on over to oasisaquaticsnj.com, purchase one today, and then enter the Oasis Aquatics giveaway. Thank you for tuning in to this week's Oasis Aquatics featured fish. I hope you learned a lot about the Cichlid cichlid. The Cichlid cichlid is a very beautiful Central American cichlid, and they're available right now at oasisaquaticsnj.com. Well, tonight we have a double dose of Aqua Alex amazing fish. It's time for my first amazing fish segment, and unfortunately, I lost these 3 fish today. When I was doing a water change, I thought that the tap water would be fixed by now, but apparently it still has chlorine in it. And even though I used prime, I guess prime wasn't strong enough. And the only fish affected in the whole aquarium were the 3 tinfoil barbs. Within 20 minutes after the water change, I came into my fish room and I found them deceased. So I know it was the tap water because the pH was fine and all my water levels were fine, and they were the only fish affected. So it appears to me that tinfoil barbs can be really sensitive to tap water that has chlorine in it, and catfish as well. But my catfish were actually fine. So I'm a little bummed out that I lost these 3 tinfoil barbs. They were one of my favorite fish in the aquarium, and they had a lot of orange color. But I'll definitely get some more, hopefully next month. Here is my 3 tinfoil barbs that I had. Look how beautiful these tinfoil barbs are. Bright orange on their fins. Beautiful fish. These are my first set of amazing fish here on Friday Live. So those are the tinfoil barbs. They were my amazing tinfoil barbs, and as you can see, I was currently doing a water change when I filmed that video. All right, let's welcome Aqua Alexa to the show. And Aqua Alexa is going to discuss ick. Every fish keeper at some point is going to deal with ick, so she's got some beneficial information for you.
Good evening, everyone. Aqua Alexa here, and tonight I'm going to be discussing ick. Tonight I will be discussing ick and everything you need to know about ick. If you've kept fish for any amount of time, you know the story. You look into your tank one day and you see it. The white spots. Maybe it's only one or two on a single fish's fin. Maybe it's coating every fish like they've been rolled in table salt. You have ick in your tank. Now what? First, don't panic. Let's learn a bit more about your foe before we discuss how to beat it. Ick, Ichthyopteris multifiliis, also known as white spot disease, is actually a parasite which can be transmitted to your tank from equipment, plants, or stock that is carrying the parasite, even without showing symptoms. Some in the fish keeping community even believe ick is present in any tank that holds fish. Either way, once it finds its way to your tank, you will want to act fast. Thankfully, treatment is usually effective, but you need to be prepared for a few days to over a week of treating the affected fish and water. And you will have to treat the water, as ick has 3 distinct forms. The parasitic trophont stage is what you see on your fish, the raised white cyst containing the ick. Once it has fed off the host fish, the cyst drops off and becomes the reproductive tomont stage, falling to the bottom of the tank and dividing into multiple cells which eventually burst and scatter through the water column as the infectious therent stage. The entire life cycle of ick, from when you first see it on your fish to when it becomes infectious once more, lasts about 6 days at the average aquarium temperature of 78 degrees. If you don't stop the cycle, it will continue to reinfect your fish. Quick action is best to save your fish the pain and discomfort of the ick infection. So now you act. Assume that if you see one fish infected with ick in your tank, all of the fish have it. Some ick infections are only in the gills and never show any signs on the body of the fish. Better safe than sorry. Treating ick is relatively straightforward, but there are a few things you can do individually or in tandem with other treatments. The easiest treatment method is to buy an ick treatment from your local pet supply shop. Most are made with formaldehyde, malachite green, or copper sulfate, or a combination of these ingredients. My personal favorite treatment is Hikari Ick X. It is safe for most fish and invertebrates and more gentle than some treatments. Remove any charcoal filtering from your tank before adding any medications. It is recommended to slowly increase the temperature in your aquarium to 86 degrees over the course of a day to speed up the life cycle and reduce treatment times. Some aquarists use only heat and salt, but this method is much slower than using a chemical treatment and cannot be used if you have any live plants in your tank. It is always best to treat your tanks for at least 1 additional day after you have seen the last spots on your fish to be sure the parasite has been eliminated. After treatment, return the charcoal to your filter, if using, and do a partial water change, being sure to try to clean the gravel to remove any reproductive tomont that might remain. That's it, you're done. And, as an added bonus, studies have shown that fish who survive an ick infection show full to partial immunity to further infections. But of course, as with all aquarium illnesses, prevention is the best action. Please remember to quarantine all new fish for 1 week to monitor for signs of illness before adding them to your tanks. But if stress causes an outbreak or a new fish escapes detection and you find ick in your tank, remember not to panic. Ick is not a death sentence. And if you're in the hobby for any amount of time, you will have to deal with it at some point. That's everything to know about ick. Next week, join me to learn about cloudy water in aquariums, what can cause it and how to fix it.
Thank you, Aqua Alexa, for that wonderful information on ick. Right now, it's time for Aqua Alex's featured fish. And this week, I am featuring the Carpintis cichlid, also known as the Texas cichlid. It is one of the Central American cichlids that have eluded me. I haven't had the opportunity to have them, but I definitely plan on getting one. I definitely want a Texas cichlid. So the Carpintis cichlid is also known as the green Texas cichlid. Green Texas cichlids contain more vibrant, irregular, purling, of all manners of shapes that are spread in more irregular patterns. Some variants can have wormings on their face, like the Herocebrums of South America. The color of their pearlings tends to be a clear shade of green or blue, hence their name. Some green Texas cichlids have particularly vibrant coloration and patterns and are referred to a super green Texas cichlid. Note that although Carpentis is named a Texas cichlid, most scientific references report Mexico as the collecting site. This fish goes by a number of common names in the aquarium hobby, such as green Texas cichlid, blue Texas cichlid, pearl scale cichlid, lowland cichlid, and Carpentis cichlid, which made it a little bit confusing for me when I was researching this fish. So the Carpentis cichlid gets up to 8 inches for males, with females a bit smaller. There are reports that they can get up to a foot, but I have yet to see one this large. In the wild, the Carpentis cichlid is found both in fast-flowing rivers and still water lakes and ponds. It is found in a variety of water conditions, from neutral to hard and from temperate to hot. Thus, it is highly adaptable. And the Texas cichlid will eat anything you offer it. It could be pellets, krill, market shrimp, tilapia, very, very easy fish to feed. Take mates for the Texas cichlid could be other Central American cichlids like Amphilophus, Biaha, and green terrors, salvinis, etc. And also some South American cichlids would be great tank mates, silver dollars, tinfoil barbs, etc. Tank size, 75 gallons is ideal and larger for the Texas cichlid. And that is this week's Aqua Alex featured fish. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I hope all my cichlid lovers are here, because right now it's time to welcome our honorary guest of the evening. Joining me right now will be Jeremy Leighty. Jeremy and I are going to be talking about Amphilophus, Red Devils, Trimax, and Midas, and more right here, right now on Friday Live. It's time for this week's special guest fish keeper. Our guest today is once again my good friend Jeremy Leighty. Jeremy and I are going to be talking about the Amphilophus cichlid. I hope to get an Amphilophus for my birthday. Jeremy, welcome to the show. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. I'm excited to learn about Amphilophus.
Yeah, well, which species would you like to discuss first? We could discuss Amphilophus citronellum, which is the common one, the Midas cichlid. We could also discuss Amphilophus labiatus. Those are common in the trade. Amphilophus trimax are common in the trade. Or there's some of the other species as well that are very cool, but a little less common and, you know, a little more difficult to source, but they're available.
We can start with the Red Devils if you want.
Okay, yeah, sure. We'll start with the citronellum, the Midas, which is, you know, I think somewhat bigger, a little more common in the hobby, it seems. Of course, then again, you know, I think a lot of them nowadays are considered my devils, which is the cross between a Midas, the citronellum, and the labiatus, predominantly.
They are pretty cool, though, but I like the natural fish more.
Yeah, they're definitely, you can find them. I know there's some people working with them.
So like, what is the biggest? Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead. What was your question?
I was going to ask, what is the biggest difference between a Midas and a Red Devil?
Well, from my understanding and observation of them, the Midas cichlid lives in the lakes of Central America, down in like Lake Nicaragua, Lake Managua. They grow. They seem to grow a taller, more rounded body, where the labiatums tend to come from areas where the rivers meet the lakes and somewhat into the lakes, and they get those great big lips, which is the name for the species name. Labiatus is in reference to their big lips, which from my understanding in the wild, they got those lips because they use them to suck out like small shrimps and invertebrates from the rocks.
That's cool. Red devils are awesome too.
Yes, that's technically when people use the term red devil, from my understanding, that originated with the labiatums, but then it kind of got mixed in with all of the various species that are reddish or orange in color. Like, so even back in the day, before they did all the revisions, I think some of the ones like Chiloensis may have even been considered red devils. But now that they got, different, the ichthyologists have, what's the word I'm looking for here? Reclassified and done some more research and, DNA analysis. They've separated a lot of the new species out and gave them their own, species designation, as opposed to being part of either labiatum or citronellum from back in the older days.
So how should one keep a red devil or a Midas in the home aquarium?
My suggestion would be to provide plenty of hiding spaces in the forms of like large clay pots. Carefully placed rocks can be used. Might be a good idea, depending on the size of them, to use some type of like aquarium safe silicone or somehow to keep the rocks from falling apart, toppling. Always a good suggestion to place all your large rocks on the lowest level. Some people like to use egg crate diffuser to place the rocks on and help disperse the weight of the rocks, so there's no like pressure points on the glass, and then fill it in with gravel. But you have to take into consideration many of the Amphilophus species like to dig, and your idea of aesthetics isn't going to fit theirs, and they're going to rearrange the tank to their liking, probably many times.
They are very personable, which I really love about the Amphilophus.
Oh yes, they definitely can be just like any of the, in my experience, the Central American cichlids become the most friendly and pet-like, to where they'll come up, greet the owner, put on a display.
So what would be your favorite kind of red devil or Midas, the creamsicle or the normal one?
As far as the red devils go, I like the when back in the day, and this is mid 80s, I'm calling back in the day. A friend of mine his brother was stationed in Central America during the war down there, when our troops went down and helped quell the civil wars they were having in some of them states. He had brought back a red devil, and this thing was bright red with black spots and the biggest lips I've ever seen. That was the nicest red devil I've seen. Now, some of my friends, a gentleman named Antonio Martina, he has one of the barred types. That's an orange one with the darker bars, and the name of the fish is Thor. Thor is, I don't even want to say, because I'm not 100% certain, but that fish has won numerous awards, I believe a couple best in shows. It's a stunning example of a barred red devil.
That's very cool.
Yeah. If I remember correctly, I want to say he told me that was from some that Jeff Rapps of Tangled Up in Cichlid fame had brought in, and Antonio ended up with several of them and grew some of them out, and Thor is now his show fish, and stunning example. Colors on this thing are amazing.
That's awesome. I really like the creamsicle ones and the red ones, the orange ones.
The creamsicle ones are nice, and you know, I don't know if a lot of people know this. I think most people probably do in the hobby. You can use like earthworms and krill will help bring those oranges and reds out of the fish.
So would you say that red devils and midas are good for beginners?
By beginner, are you talking true beginner, or are you talking like a beginner cichlid?
A beginner cichlid.
They can be, if you go in with the mentality of, you know, everything can change, and, you know, what one person experiences may be different from what you experience. And a lot of that comes down to the temperament of the fish. Some of them being more docile, some of them being more aggressive. And you just have to take into consideration that, you know, at any given moment, one could be, you know, just go nuts that had never been aggressive before, and just for some reason now it's a super aggressive. Typically that has to do with breeding, in my experience, or just territoriality, but usually it's, in my experience, breeding aggression.
That's cool. Believe it or not, the red devil was my very first fish when I started in the aquarium hobby.
Nice, nice. It was one of the first cichlids that I had kept, mainly because my friend from school, that one that his brother had, was just so stunning that, you know, that was one of the real big reasons that I had gotten into Central American cichlids in the first place.
Yeah, they're very colorful, and they're a natural color too, which is awesome.
Yeah, well, there's numerous varieties, which is where I think some of that got, as the ichthyologist revised the different species complexes and they looked a little more into it. I think that's where some of the different color variants became new species, and now there's, I believe, 23 is the current count in Amphilophus. I'd have to double check that.
So are you keeping any Amphilophus now?
Yes, all mine, though, I consider, because some of them are known hybrids. The other ones I consider to be hybrids because they're showing traits of each. And, you know, they've been in the hobby so long that there's really no way of telling if the ones that I have are, you know, a true species or not. So I just consider them my devils. But I have, what do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I have 7 or 8 of them, maybe 9, of various sizes.
Nice. Are they living together?
No, I got numerous tanks set up, and some of them are in tanks with dividers. Other ones are, you know, they grew up together because they were hatched out. A buddy of mine hatched them out at his place, and he ended up getting rid of them all. So I took a bunch of babies off his hands, and I think I have maybe 10 or 12 left that I kept and helped rehome to some friends around the hobby. But so we always make sure. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead.
What I was going to say is when I, you know, the ones that I gave away, because I knew that they were known hybrids, everyone was told well in advance to consider those known hybrids, or, you know, like a flower horn, so that they weren't breeding them into a you know, with true species, like maybe a trimac or something along those lines, chanchos.
That's true. I was going to say, is it only the males that get the humps, or the females get them too?
You know, I believe that the males will definitely grow the much bigger hump, but some of my females get what, you know, the first vestiges of a hump, especially if the ones that I have that their father was a huge wild caught citronellum that, again, was the person who had it that came through Jeff Rapps, and it was one of those big creamsicle ones that you were talking about earlier in the conversation. The females from that grouping had somewhat of a knot, but it was nowhere near as big as the knots that the males would grow.
That's very cool. Amphilophus were actually one of the species used for flower horns.
Yeah, from my understanding is in the early days of that, trimacs were bred with like red devils to get the pearling, and then they started mixing in the Texan blood and Carpintus, and some of the breeders bred in Spillum, so they get the red colors and the pearls. And there's just so many different variations now that, you know, derived from that initial breeding, but I don't think anybody's ever actually determined the true species of what was used.
Yeah, it would be a hard guess to take a guess.
Yeah, I think the only way they'd ever probably be able to do that would be to start with them and then do DNA testing. But since there's so many different fish being bred, and, you know, you'd have to like line breed strictly super red Texans, or, you know, maybe a Compha, the super red dragons that, you know, you can definitely tell, the Lohans that have some of the markings of like a trimac, all the different pearling.
So now I think it's the perfect time to talk about the trimac. The trimac is a beautiful Amphilophus. They're like the natural flower horn.
Oh yes, they're beautiful, and, you know, some of the, depending on which collection point they're coming from, you know, some of them get that golden yellow body. Otherwise, ones get a greenish tinge to them. Typically, they have that pink throat and, you know, the 3 spots down their side to give them that name. And, you know, there's some beautiful trimacs out there.
They kind of become hard to find now.
I think that's partially because there's so many, you know, people that it seems like everything kind of comes and goes in fads. And for a while there, the flower horns were a big fad, and a lot of them, you know, people were mixed breeding them. So the gene pool got tainted. I don't think as many people are collecting in Central America as, you know, the African cichlid craze kind of took over. But there's still dedicated hobbyists that love their fish, and there's definitely people out there working with them. Although, you know, as we mentioned with Parachromis, sometimes it might take a little looking for to find these, as opposed to red devils and my devils that are pretty much in any shop you go to that carries a good supply of cichlids.
Yeah, because I would love to get a trimac. They're very cool looking.
I want to say the guy from Cichlid Dojo posted up a video recently of his stock list, and if I remember correctly, I think he had Dovi, or I'm sorry, why did I say Dovi? The Trimax on there.
Oh, very cool. I'll go check it out.
Yeah. But the Trimax, well, you live in Florida, correct?
Yeah.
I believe it's later on. I think it's the next weekend, I want to say, is the American Cichlid Association show in Cincinnati this year. And there'll probably be some people there that have Trimax. Or if you ever get a chance to come up to OCA, which is the Ohio Cichlid Association extravaganza in November. There's usually some there, and a lot of them are, you know, the people who have them have the collection points and everything, so you get that information as well.
That's cool. Have you ever kept Tramax before?
Yeah, I had some years ago. I can't think of the collection point offhand. I want to say it was Rio Grijalva, but I don't think that's correct. But anyhow, they the ones I had came through a group buy with one of my local pet stores here. He had done a purchase through Cichlids of the Americas and brought some in, and I had a couple, you know, a group from him, but I no longer have those.
How big do they usually get?
The biggest of the males that I had was about 14 inches, 15 inches. Unfortunately, I had a heater malfunction that took out that group.
Sorry to hear that. That sucks.
Thank you. You know, it is what it is. That's, you know, part of keeping fish. Sometimes equipment fails. Sometimes tanks fail. Sometimes we fail as keepers. But,
that's
you know,
part of the hobby.
Yeah, so, you know, unfortunately, mechanical difficulties prevented those from getting any bigger than what I think, because the male was well on his way to probably 14 inches when I had that unfortunate accident with my heaters.
Yeah, the very first Tramac I saw was recently at my local fish store, but he had ick and fin rot.
Yeah, they could get big and they get pretty aggressive. There was one, this was at OCA a few years back, that was really, really nice. A gentleman entered. I was surprised it didn't place better. That particular group was swept by Red Devils that year.
Oh, that's interesting. I think
Yeah,
Tramax look a lot better than flower horns.
Yeah, I would have thought, excuse me, with the, you know, being a different species from the other one, I would have thought that fish would have stuck out a little bit better. But, you know, all the judges judge differently. And, you know, one day a fish will do well and the next day it will. I'm not sure if it's still considered the black devil, but back when they were fairly common around, at least in my area, everybody called them black devils because, you know, they look just like a red devil, but they get black, and when they're in breeding dress, they look like bigger versions of convicts. They get stripes with, and they're just a cool fish, really cool. There's Lake Shilohensis. Those are really, really close to like a creamsicle typically. Sometimes you'll see them darker with the bars though. And yeah, they're really, I like the rarer ones.
Yeah, they're worth a lot more.
Yeah, they're worth a lot more. And to me, you know, just finding the fish is just as much fun as keeping it. Meeting new people along the way, becoming friends with a lot of those people. You know, it's really, I think that's just as much fun.
I agree 100% with you. I'm hoping I can find a true red devil with the big lips. That would be really cool.
Yeah, you should be able to source them from because I know they're definitely out there. I would assume a lot of people down in your area should be working with them as well. Some of those fish farms should probably have them, actually. Are you close to any of the farms down there?
Yeah, I have a couple near me that I can go to.
Yeah, you might be able to source them through there, or even just talk to your local shop, and maybe your local shop can bring them in for you.
That's true. Or I could go fishing here and catch one.
Yeah, that's for sure. I remember a couple years back, Sam Garcia had sent me some pictures while he was down there with some friends, and he posted some pictures of some beauties they were catching in the canals. One of them they had caught near a bridge down there somewhere. That thing must have been 12 to 14 inches long, 10 inches high. I'm guessing probably a good 3 or 4 pounds. It was a beautiful fish. Right out of the canal there, I believe it was a canal, or maybe they're considered ditches down there, but whatever that was, he pulled it out of. That thing could have came right out of that ditch and went into a show and done very well, I think, because it had a distinct separation between the reddish orange and the white spots down the, down the body, the splotching. Beautiful fish. Nice big knot on its head.
Yeah, it would be awesome to go fishing here and film it.
Yeah, some of the, I see videos all the time from, YouTube guys. A lot of them I don't know. Some of the people I do know that have shown me pictures of them. You guys definitely have good fishing down there.
I know, it's almost like living in Central America and the Amazon sometimes.
Yeah, I see some of the things that are coming out of there. A lot of guys I see them, they'll go fishing in the ponds and they'll pull out tilapia. They'll pull out a lot of the, what do they call those? The Europhthalmus, the Mayan cichlids. Some guys are pulling out red devils, and then they'll pull out pacu, or they might catch a big knife fish. It's like, wow.
And red-tailed cats too are popular here in the rivers.
Oh, those are down there. Are they invasive down there? Considered invasives?
Yes.
I didn't realize you had red-tailed cat.
Especially here in West Palm, red-tailed cats.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that they were considered invasive down there. That's very interesting.
Yeah, the lake by my house, there's actually like a whole group of them somehow.
Somebody probably let them go.
They're cool at a huge size, though. They're cool to look at, and they're huge.
Yo, they're definitely cool. I've the guys at OFR have some of the platinums. I think they're considered. Maybe they're just albino. Maybe I'm speaking wrong, but I know I've seen some of the ones that the guys like on predatory fins, and a lot of their clientele, Paul Cafaro and them guys, have some really, really nice big red tail cats, of whether they're normal red tails, the albinos, platinums. The short bodies are pretty neat looking too.
That's true. I wish they didn't get so big.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. There are some that stay a little smaller that have similar coloration. Like there's a Asian red tail cat that stays a little bit smaller. I think those top out at about 2 feet.
And they have the aggression to handle a red devil or an Amphilophus.
Oh yeah, a lot of the red tail cats actually could get big enough to eat them.
That's true.
Yeah, I happened to see that happen at one of the local aquariums, the public aquariums. Years ago, they had some red devils in them with those, and they must not have fed them as well as they should, because sure enough, that red tail cat got a hold of one.
That sucks. That was an expensive dinner.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Thankfully, there wasn't a whole lot of people in there that day, because some people get mortified by those sorts of things,
I know. It's nature, though.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true, especially when you're dealing with fish that are predatory by nature.
That's true. So do you have any plans on getting any new Amphilophus?
If I do, that'll probably come OCA, and I might see what's available, if anything's available, and go from there. I would hope to find some like they had the last time, those Trimax, because those grew out to be really, really nice fish.
Yeah, they're definitely stunning. Hopefully I can get some in the future.
Yeah, I wouldn't, like I said, that's one of them things that looking for the fish is just as much fun as actually keeping it. Because that could be a journey in and of itself.
So can Amphilophus have tank mates?
In my experience, is provided that you have enough different cover for the fish to escape from, lines of sight breaks, and you got to keep them well fed, you can usually keep them together. But once again, with any large predatory fish, you got to keep an eye on them, because at any moment wars can break out, and you might have to separate one. You may have to treat them. You might even have to take them all out for a little bit, redesign the tank, and put them back in. Seems to work, so that they no longer have, now they all have new territories to go over, and as opposed to when they know the tank completely and everything's the same.
That's cool. Do you have anything else you want to discuss?
Nothing that I could think of, unless there's anything you want to talk about.
I think we pretty much covered it all. You did a great job.
Thank you. I enjoy, it's an honor and a privilege talking fish with you, and hopefully some people learn something and get inspired to try them themselves. They're very rewarding fish.
What should we talk about on our next interview? What do you think we should talk about?
That's entirely up to you. Pick a topic and we can discuss it, and we'll go from there.
Thank you, Jeremy, for the wonderful interview on Amphilophus. It was fun talking about Amphilophus, and I can't wait to get an Amphilophus myself, whether it's a Red Devil, Midas, or a Trimac. I can't wait to get it. Jeremy will be back in a couple of weeks here on Friday Live with a topic to be determined. Aqua Alex here with a very special announcement. I am very proud to announce the very first Oasis Aquatics giveaway. This giveaway is known as Find Your Oasis Giveaway. The winner will receive $100 in-store credit to be used at oasisaquaticsnj.com. The giveaway will run from July 15th through December 26th, 2024. This giveaway is a great way to support a small mom and pop online fish shop and also grow the aquarium hobby at the same time. So, who is going to win $100 in store credit at Oasis Aquatics? We will find out towards the end of the year, at the end of December. Here is how you enter the Find Your Oasis giveaway. Place an order with Oasis Aquatics. Simply go to www.oasisaquaticsnj.com. Check out the stock list and click on the How to Order tab and hit the Send Email button. In the email, state the fish you want, your address with your zip code, and your phone number. Be sure to mention you are entering the Find Your Oasis giveaway. Everyone who enters will be entered into a drawing, and the winner will be announced on the final Friday Live with Aqua Alex of 2024 in late December. Good luck, everyone. So, fish keepers, go get yourself some quality fish today and enter to win $100 in store credit that you can win at the end of December. OasisAquaticsNJ.com. Check out their amazing stock list and place an order today, and you'll automatically be entered into the Find Your Oasis giveaway. I hope to see some entries. Good luck, everyone, and I hope you join this giveaway. So the giveaway is now active. Go ahead and enter the Oasis Aquatics giveaway so that you can be entered to win $100 in store credit at Oasis Aquatics. All right, right now it is time for our South American featured fish of the week. And this week I am featuring one of my favorite algae eaters in the aquarium hobby, and it just so happens to come from South America and the Amazon River. Our South American featured fish this week is the beautiful Flagtail Prochilodus. So let's get some information on the Flagtail Prochilodus. There are actually 3 types of Flagtail Prochilodus that are available in the aquarium hobby. You've got your red flagtail, which is known as a Sema-Prochilodus tenaris. There's a yellow flagtail, which is known as Sema-Prochilodus insignis. And there's another flagtail, I don't know how to pronounce the scientific name, but it's a red-tail flagtail that gets a little bit larger than the tenaris flagtail. But all 3 flagtails are great algae eaters. They are perhaps the best algae eaters you can have in an aquarium. They all get about a foot or larger, so they're more suited for a 125, 150, 180. But if you've got a large predator aquarium and you need an algae eater, flagtails are much better than common plecos. And flagtails don't produce as much waste as common plecos do. I first found out about flagtails in my teenage years, and it wasn't until I turned 20, about 10 years ago, I found my first flagtail, and I got my very first flagtail. Very beautiful fish, one of my all-time favorite South American fish. They are herbivores, but they will eat pretty much anything. They're very hardy, and they're very easy to keep. So if you're looking for a good algae eater, I definitely recommend the Flagtail Prochilodus. So here is a video showing you how beautiful the Flagtail Prochilodus actually is. And that is this week's South American featured fish, the beautiful Flagtail Prochilodus. And yes, you can keep flagtails in groups as long as you purchase them together. Well, speaking of South America, Life in the Amazon is getting ready to celebrate 50 episodes. This Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, I'll be hosting the 50th episode of Life in the Amazon.
Aqua Alex is proud to announce that his hit series Life in the Amazon will be celebrating 50 episodes. Yes, that's right, Life in the Amazon will officially host its 50th episode. Live Wednesday, July 24, 2024 at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. Aqua Alex will host this milestone episode of Life in the Amazon. To celebrate 50 episodes, Aqua Alex will be discussing some of the most unique animals that call the Amazon home. Come learn about green anacondas, capybaras, piranhas, macaws, black caiman, electric eels, river otters, and so much more. Plus, In honor of 50 episodes, Aqua Alex will be giving out facts on the Amazon River and rainforest and some of the animals that live there. Aqua Alex will also discuss Project Piaba. All that and more. 50th episode of Life in the Amazon airs live Wednesday, July 24, 2024 at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific on YouTube channel The Real Alex Cardinale.
All right, so be sure to join me this Wednesday for the 50th episode of Life in the Amazon. All right, let's get to our first topic of the evening. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and talk about my top 5 favorite plecos. And this is in no particular order. These are all some of my favorite fancy plecos. So here are my top 5 favorite fancy plecos. Up first, we have the red-tail cactus leopard pleco, and that is L600 and L114. They are a very beautiful meat-eating pleco, a lot of great color. Next, we have the L200 green phantom pleco. The best green pleco in the aquarium hobby, hands down, is the green phantom pleco. Then I love the vampire pleco. The vampire pleco is a very cool pleco. And then we have the gibiceps pleco, or the marble sailfin pleco. And tomorrow on Saturday Live with Alex Cardinale, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, here on my YouTube channel, The Real Alex Cardinale, the Oasis Aquatics featured fish will be the gibiceps pleco. And finally, the royal pleco. My favorite royal pleco would be the L191 dual-eyed royal pleco. That is the most beautiful royal pleco in my personal opinion. So what are your favorite plecos? Let me know down in the comments below what your favorite plecos are. Well, tomorrow is a very special surprise Saturday Live. It is a virtual birthday party tomorrow as I host Surprise Saturday Live. And here's what's in store tomorrow. On the next Saturday Live with Alex Cardinale, it's a surprise Saturday. We are celebrating the birthdays of 3 amazing people. Surprise! Saturday Live with Alex Cardinale is live Saturday, July 20th, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific on YouTube channel The Real Alex Cardinale. What surprises will be in store for these 3 birthday people? Plus, the cheetah is the animal of the week. The beagle is the pet of the week. The marble sailfin pleco is Oasis Aquatics featured fish. Alex is going to have facts on Yahoo and Google Drive. Alex will discuss birthday party surprises and birthday gift ideas and some fun summer treats. The South Florida featured business will be Palmero's Bakery and so much more. Who will be the Karens of the week and who will be assholes of the week? Find out Saturday, July 20th, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific on the very first ever surprise Saturday Live with Alex Cardinale right here on YouTube channel, The Real Alex Cardinale.
Surprise!
Surprise! So Joe Rivera says he recently learned about the ocelot pleco. Haven't kept them yet, but hope to soon. That sounds like an interesting pleco. I've never heard of the ocelot pleco, but it's probably a very, very cool pleco. Probably a very fun pleco to keep as well. All right, it is now time for this week's saltwater fish of the week. And this week we are featuring one of my favorite saltwater fish that I had the pleasure of keeping when I had a saltwater aquarium. It is the diamond goby. The diamond goby is a sand sifting goby. It is not a watchman goby, but it is really, really cool. The diamond goby is almost perfect for any saltwater aquarium, except for those that have large predatory fish, because the diamond goby would quite frankly end up being lunch. So let's learn about the diamond goby, and then we'll see a video of the diamond goby in action. So the diamond goby is a species of goby native to the Indian Ocean and the Western Pacific Ocean. You'll find them in lagoons and outer reefs where it occurs on sandy substrates with larger pieces of rubble to burrow under. They can reach about 8 inches in standard length. It is a prevalent fish in the aquarium hobby. Its main diet is composed of zooplankton and dead fish or insects. And as I said, they will dig through the sand looking for food. The diamond goby is a small fish that is found in the reefs of the Indian and Pacific Ocean. It gets its name from the unique diamond-shaped markings on its body. Diamond gobies are relatively tolerant of different water conditions. pH level should not be lower than 8.5 or 8.1, and the salinity or the specific gravity must be 1.020 to 1.025. Now, diamond gobies are a carnivorous fish, which means they require a diet that is high in protein. They should be given a variety of frozen and live foods, such as brine shrimp, Mysis shrimp, copepods, bloodworms, and live flatworms. It's also a good idea to supplement their diet with vitamin-enriched flake food or pellets. They are not fussy eaters, and they will accept most freeze-dried, frozen, and live foods. So just make sure that your diamond goby is getting enough food, because some diamond gobies will starve themselves and then they will perish. So just make sure your diamond goby is well fed. It is a really fun fish to keep in the saltwater hobby, and they're definitely a beautiful fish. So when I get a marine tank up and running again, I'm definitely going to keep a diamond goby. And I definitely recommend having a sand substrate if you're going to be keeping a diamond goby. Here is a video showing you how cool a diamond goby can be. And that is a beautiful diamond goby. They're such an amazing fish.
Alex Cardinale, your host of today's live stream, will be turning 31 years old very soon. He is inviting you to be part of his 31st birthday celebration. He will be hosting a 31st birthday bash one day after his birthday. It will air live Friday, August 16, 2024, at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. It will be an awesome show and you are all invited. Come one, come all. Come and celebrate Alex's birthday. There will be lots of fun. Alex will show any new tropical fish he got. What cool fish will he get this time? Alex will also give an update on his current aquarium and also future aquarium plans. Plus, Alex will discuss what his goals are for the next year, play some of his favorite music, he will bake some awesome desserts, and so much more. Viewers are encouraged to tune in and have a good time. There will be a few surprises in store as well. A huge announcement will be made. What could it be? Happy 31st birthday, Alex Cardinale. Live Friday, August 16, 2024, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific on YouTube channel The Real Alex Cardinale.
All right, now it's time for our featured aquarium product tonight. And tonight's featured aquarium product is a favorite of many fish keepers. It is the Python Water Changer. And the Python Water Changer is a great product if your aquarium is nearby a sink. At Python Products, Inc., we know that fish enthusiasts would rather spend time enjoying their fish than maintaining them. That is why they constantly strive to improve on the old methods of aquarium maintenance by adding time-wise helpful products to our already popular product line. So basically, the Python water changer is a water change system that connects to your sink. Basically, you drain your tank and you scoop out all the debris and you refill the tank in the same product. They call it the ready-to-use system, no spill, clean and fill. No buckets, no siphons, no mess, no tank teardowns ever again. Very, very cool product. I definitely recommend getting it if you have a sink nearby your aquarium. All right, let's get to our final topic for this week's edition of Friday Live with Aqua Alex. And now I'm going to talk about my top 5 favorite cherisons, aka my top 5 favorite large growing tetras. And again, this is in no particular order. So coming in at number 5, we have Red Hook Silver Dollar, Mylius rubberapinus, which I hope to get for my birthday. Then we have the Black Bar Silver Dollar. We have Black Piranha, aka the Rhombus Piranha or the Red Eye Piranha. We have Wolfish, and we have Caribe Piranhas. So those are my top 5 favorite cherisons. I also like other large growing cherisons, but I can only pick 5. So let me know what your 5 favorite cherisons are in the comments. It has been a great show thus far, but next week we have another great Friday Live coming your way. Hey, fish keepers, let's end July in style. On the next Friday Live with Aqua Alex, live Friday, July 26th, 2024 at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. It's the final Friday Live of July. And what a great show I've got in store for you. Who will be the special guest fish keeper? It could be you. It could be any fish keeper. The special guest spot is open to every fish keeper out there. All you have to do on Friday, July 26th is click the link in the YouTube chat. Aqua Alex's featured fish will be the firemouth cichlid. The saltwater fish of the week will be the Niger trigger. The South American fish of the week will be the vulture catfish. Aqua Alex's amazing fish will be the wide bar Mylius gumberki. Aqua Alex will discuss best Savinger fish for monster aquariums and fish species he won't keep again. All that and more, including Oasis Aquatics featured fish and more. Live Friday, July 26th, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, right here on YouTube channel, The Real Alex Cardinale, on Friday Live with Aqua Alex. All right now it is time for our main event. It is time for our second amazing fish of the evening. Now let's take a look at my gorgeous Jaguar cichlid. Here is an update video on my Jaguar cichlid that I got last Friday. He is doing really well. He just started eating this past Wednesday. He ate some tilapia and raw market shrimp. He's trying to become the tank boss right now, fighting with my male rockkeel severum, who was previously the aggressor in this aquarium. But as you can see now, the Jaguar has become the tank boss. So he's been doing really well. Very beautiful. He likes to hide in the back now. So a really good purchase. I'm proud of purchasing this Jaguar. All right, and now it's time for my closing remarks. Aqua Alex's aquarium message. So this week I have a couple of things that I would like to talk about. First and foremost, I would like to remind all the fish keepers out there to enter the Oasis Aquatics giveaway. By entering the Oasis Aquatics giveaway, you are supporting a mom and pop owned online fish store, and you have the chance to win $100 in store credit at the end of December. So this giveaway is lasting throughout the rest of the year. So you got Christmas coming up, you got birthdays coming up. It's a great way to give to fish keepers. So also I'd like to say support your local mom and pop tropical fish stores as much as you can. Be very careful of your tap water because in the summer, the water companies like to mess with tap water by adding chlorine and all sorts of stuff. And remember, quality food and clean water equals happy, healthy fish. And that is my message for this Friday. With that being said, a special thank you and a huge shout out to Jeremy Leighty for being on the show today, chatting about Amphilophus. Thank you, Jeremy. You did a great job. I hope all of you, my wonderful fish keeping viewers, enjoyed today's show as well. I will see you next Friday for our next edition of Friday Live with Aqua Alex. Have a great rest of your Friday and have a great weekend, and be part of our virtual birthday party for my great friends and family live tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Good night, fish keepers. I'm Aqua Alex, and I approve this episode.
Thank you for watching this live stream on the Real Alex Cardinale YouTube channel. We hope you enjoyed today's live stream. Whether you learned about tropical fish, a crime, an American tragedy, or had fun on Saturday Live, your view is what keeps the great content coming. Thank you for supporting Alex Cardinale and watching this live. It's hard to believe we are quickly approaching 11 years together. Get ready for a big 11-year celebration taking place in New Jersey. Special thanks to our sponsor Oasis Aquatics for helping our channel grow. Looking for quality tropical fish? Check out oasisaquaticsnj.com. Like this video if you enjoyed it. Share this video on social media and let your friends view too. Remember, sharing is caring. Subscribe for more awesome videos. Thanks for watching and stay legendary. Goodbye for now. We will see you on the next live.